Hi, this is Rachel at Tarot Dreams, and I believe that there are signs and synchronicities in our daily lives that are meant to provide us with a deeper understanding on our spiritual path and guide us in this experience. I'd like to share some of my insight and messages that I've received through intuition, dreams, foresight, and various channeled energies. Thank you so much for visiting my platform, and just know that I appreciate you all. Thank you. I received several messages this week, and I was visited by a new energy. But first, let me touch base with some information that I shared last week. I had mentioned that I had seen the Mothman, and shortly thereafter, the earthquake happened in Japan. Now, it was a quick blip that I seen the Mothman, but what I'm feeling towards that is that there is going to be another event with Japan that will be stronger in the near future. I've seen this happening, and I've been feeling it actually for some time, so I don't know if it will happen before the end of the year or in 2025, but I feel it will be a very great shaking. Like I said, it'll be more than what happened, because I see that 3 of the islands of Japan are deeply affected, and what I feel is that the one closest, I believe it's the one closest to Russia that is left remaining, or it's Russia will be the first there to deliver humanitarian aid. But I see the connection of Russia, and I do believe that there is a side or an island that faces that's closest to Russia, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really great with geography, but I believe that's why I seen the Mothman as a blip in Japan, is because this is just a short, this was a lighter version of what is to come. I have felt this for a while, but I'm not really one for, potential energies changing, but this energy is not leaving me, and I have felt it for some time, and a deep concern for Japan. So I'll just leave that at that, and I'm just praying that it changes. So I'd like to go on as the week started to progress. I kept seeing a teepee, and a teepee under the stars, and it was lit up from the inside. And you should know I don't go camping, but I'm very connected to Gaia, and I had the feeling that was pressed upon me that this was a connection to the earth that I was feeling, and it was a teepee. It was very sacred, and it was everything is connected, and that there's going to be a lot of I want to say a deep connection with nature and spirituality and storytelling. And the storytelling part is sticking to me. And it led me to quite a few different energies this week. But I wanted to, before I get on to that new energy that I felt, I wanted to touch base with some of the things, the energies that I was actually feeling this week, or that I was seeing, was I kept picking up kinetic, and I kept picking up residue, and I was picking up portals, and I was picking up the kinetic energy quite substantially. But as I started to move through some of these energies, this is one of the first times that it happened. Everybody experiences things that go wrong with, spell check. It's predictive text. It's changing everything constantly. Well, I was focusing on the 17th through the 19th, because I'm still feeling that is a kinetic energy. It is in motion already, and I have been praying that nothing substantial comes from that energy, But once again, I was in the process of trying to research some information, and the predictive text kept changing what I was trying to enter in. And after like the third or fourth time, I was getting really annoyed, and I was looking at it, and I realized, and not many of you will understand what I'm saying, but it said OFA, Illinois, OFA, Illinois. Well, OFA is Organizers for America that no longer really exist. It began as, under a former president, and it led to a lot of speculation, and to some really bad things happened connected to that, with money, with hiring mentally ill people, setting things on fire, destroying, a lot of vandalism. A lot of things became connected with that. More so, there were lawsuits, things happened, and it kind of, I don't want to say disbanded, but it kind of was absorbed into the DNC. And when I seen that, it made me pause, because, Illinois is where it first started. And I believe that's where it first started. If anything, that's where it was organized from, was that area, Chicago, I believe. But, and once again, it was spearheaded by a former president, and it just went really, really sideways in some of their efforts and things that they did. But it was absorbed, to my knowledge, into the DNC, and it was actually, there's not a lot of articles left on it, as there was a major scrub to the internet. So it is difficult to find some of the information that I am familiar with. There have been replacement articles that shine a brighter light onto it, but this was not a bright light organization. So I was kind of shocked, and then I understood that it might have something to do with what I'm seeing from the 17th through the 19th. More than likely will have something to do with the DNC, the Democratic National Convention. So I am praying for the best there. I did get, as you may know, some of my insights come from visions, and my spirit guides tend to use what they can work with me, through various readings, through songs, things of that nature. They can only use what I have, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I always interpret it correctly. Sometimes I go, oh, that's what it meant. But I can assure you that when I see OFA, Illinois, in the 17th through the 19th, I all of a sudden start seeing Defense Against the Death Art, the dark arts in Harry Potter. So we're going to leave that there, but I'm also getting return to sender energy and things of that nature, which I was picking that up this week as well. And return to sender energy is not karmic. In other words, when you return it to sender, you are not absorbing that karma. They are the ones that's going to get that threefold. Not you. You are just returning it. And I'm not sure if that's why I was picking up residue. To be honest, I was getting residue in a different respect. There was part of some, I guess it was out of the book The Burning Bush, and it was talking about a perspective about Moses and the veil, and how the earth was magic, and I firmly do believe that. It was created by the divine, our God, the creator, and the energy that pulsed through this earth at one time, that was when spirituality, the connection, the magic of Gaia, everything was alive, and it faded over time. And we stepped out of that knowing. That veil came up. Well, that's why you always hear the references of the veil. The veil is slipping. it's falling is because we were tormented for years as we became a more materialistic society, or a more materialistic, and now there's going to be events that take place that further pull that veil down. And what's going to end up happening is that it is going to be a resurgence, and the residue of the natural magic, the natural past, the natural energy of creation itself is going to become more apparent. People are going to be able to see things more clearly. I don't really want to digress here, but I did want to touch on that because the connection, the teepee, the connection, the wisdom, the knowledge, the truth, there's going to be a deeper connection that is coming. And I've been getting time portals. I don't know if anybody else that is intuitive is catching those. I touched briefly on it in an interview by Joe on Soul Inspired, that since my last near-death experience, I've been really feeling portals. And these portals seem to be more on almost like a remembrance coming, the energy, the residue. Once again, I'm getting that. It's very difficult to explain, but there are actual portals that are coming into operation again. Some of them have been dormant. There's been portals all over the world that are very much active, that have always been there. But there have been some dormant, and the ley line energy is what I'm feeling is the clearing is opening up some of these portals, and that is what a lot of us are feeling at this time. I'm seeing that, 333 right now, which to me is a balance, of mind, body, spirit, and connection. It's a balance. So, I think what I'm trying to get at here, and I'm sorry I apologize for having to go through all this, is I'm beginning to get the sensation more of that we are all going to be coming, for lack of better terminology, online. Some of our natural abilities will start to enhance. I'm picking that up. So let me get off of that. I did not actually mean to go in that direction, and I didn't want to make this a very long video. So I was approached by a new energy that I'm still getting the sense of, or trying to feel out. It's a feminine energy who has settled with me recognizing this energy as the daughter of Avalon. And the only reason why I picked up Avalon is because she showed me Excalibur, the sword, and I instantly knew, because it was in the rock, so I instantly, traversed over to King Arthur, which, it's been a while. I'm not really up on all that, but she was showing me apples, and she was showing me healing, and it turns out that Avalon, being a magical island, was known for its healing. And apparently Arthur, who had been injured, was sent to that isle, and some state, there's different variations of the story, some state that he never left. He was healed, and that he would say that he would return to England when they needed him. Well, I'm getting the sense that there's going to be an energy that is going to come about after an event. Once again, I'm picking up that kinetic energy. It's in motion, and a disturbance of some type. But I'm getting that it will bring about healing and rejuvenation, and something. I'm getting that from the apples. Now, I won't be surprised if I don't hear news from Apple about some healing app or some, device that they are developing or something, but I'm definitely getting it along the lines of, there's something about the Isle of Man as well, a speculation there, and Glastonbury. So I'm getting Glastonbury. I saw a music festival there, but I'm seeing Glastonbury in the Isle of Man, but I'm getting Glastonbury really strong. I'm not really sure what that means. I will have to look that up, but I believe that was where some believed that the energy still lies, and some believed that the energy could lie in the Isle of Man as well. And something about there's no winter, but there is winter. I'm not really sure what that means. All right, so I'm going to skip over that, and I'm going to push that energy aside, and I apologize for that. They're still like feeding me things, and I'm getting like faded splendor. I'm getting that as well. When I see faded splendor, I see certain things falling. I'm not really sure what that is either. But I'm definitely getting a lot of mixed messages, so maybe I should just go ahead and back off from this now, because I'm getting a lot with, she's trying to give me a lot of information right now that I will literally have to decipher, but I'm definitely getting a healer energy from her. Daughter of Avalon is what I'm getting from her. Over and over again, something about Excalibur. It's something about, I'm going to say England and a restoration. They're calling for a restoration. They're calling for rejuvenation. The same within the States, in the United States. There's going to be a rejuvenation, the faded splendor. There's going to be a healing and a connection. But there is something that is going to happen the 17th through the 19th that is going to change the way that we think or that we perceive things. So there will be another shift. Now, if you do not follow the world stage, good for you. But that energy will transmit into your personal lives. So there may be certain things like, I just recently gave somebody the example who asked me, what did I mean by that? And that energy could be that we may have to look at the way we do things differently, or the way that we proceed with things differently. I gave the example of a broken appliance, and not having the money, would have to put it on the credit card, and everything was being stretched, and everybody is struggling. So you may have to sell off things, and then you may decide that, where you're living at is just too expensive. You may have to downsize. You may have to go elsewhere for a different quality of life. They're just important decisions that are going to need to be made in proceeding. It's just going to be like a reevaluation, and how you proceed on things will be different. That's the type of energy that I'm picking up. On the world stage, it's going to be a significant change, and we will need to proceed differently. I do see that for a faded splendor, that something is fading, and I actually got, I don't know if this is Daughter of Avalon, but I got DOA. So hopefully that's Daughter of Avalon and nothing else. I wish nothing of that nature to happen. Nothing at all. So I'm getting here, the Earth Spirit is stepping forward, because I'm starting to get a little... I'm starting to get a little flustered with all this information coming in. So I've got grounding and support coming in, and my light spirit. So I'm going to go ahead and push this off. So you might want to stay grounded. And once again, I'm getting 333, which is a balance between mind, body, and spirit. So there may be a disconnection, a remembrance, and I'm getting plant medicine. I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of things here that's coming through. So I may have to come back in. I did not expect this to be a live intuitive reading, and I apologize for that. Yeah, I'm definitely getting something really, about a disturbance. So, and it's movement resulting from the Connecticut. It's already in motion. So this was planned. They're gonna. I believe somebody's gonna try to make it look like it wasn't planned, but it was planned. It was planned. So I'm going to go ahead and break this energy because it's getting pretty intense, and I apologize. I did not mean this to be a live intuitive reading. I will come back on if I, feel I need to elaborate on anything. But I believe the daughter of Avalon, there's something with either Apple or with UK event, and with Illinois with the DNC is information that I'm getting. So I'm going to go ahead because I can't really decipher everything that I've got coming in at this point. So I apologize, and I will end this now. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I love you all. Thank you.